Hello, and welcome back to the Nobody Show. I am here with my friend Dean today, doing something a little different. We're actually going to be talking about our top three favorite iterations of Batman. Anything kind of counts. So whether that's video games, TV, movies, animated, anything like that. I decided to do a little bit different today. Rather than just me ranting, I'm going to try to get people on here discussing different things, different topics. So thank you for coming on today. Okay. But you want to go ahead and tell everyone a little bit about yourself? That'd be great.
Oh, I wasn't prepared for this. So, hey. I just, we work together. That's pretty much it. He just kind of pulled me up out of the side at work one day, and he was just like, "Hey, yeah, so you're coming to my place. I'm gonna seclude you into this room, and we're gonna talk about Batman." And I'm like, "Fuck. Okay." So, and now I'm here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. This is a little weird since we're using only one microphone because budget and whatnot. I mean, no, but I don't know. Just
Don't let them know that we only have one microphone.
Okay, but yeah. So I didn't bring you here by force. I asked you to be here, and you're like, "Yeah, sure, I'll be here." Yeah.
I don't remember that conversation.
Okay, that's okay. Whatever. This is gonna be great. All right. So, do you want to start off, or do you want me to start off?
Oh, it's up to you. It's your podcast.
That's true. All right. I guess I'll go first, because I know we're gonna have some weird picks, both me and you. Because I know that, at least with our opposing viewpoints on certain things, oh shit! Whoops! I can just cut this out. It's fine. I know there are opposing viewpoints on certain things that there's certain things that we do like, and different ones, certain things that we don't. Lots of opposing opinions on lots of different things. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just do my last. I guess my bottom third. It's a weird pick, but I'm gonna say Will Arnett as the Lego Batman is my bottom third. Okay, you're giving me this weird face right now. You're giving me what? What's so wrong about it?
I'm listening. I'm ready to hear what kind of shit's about to spew out of your mouth today.
All right. So the reason he's my bottom third is because he was Batman in the Lego movie, obviously, and then he was Batman in the Lego Batman movie. And I kind of had some weird thoughts on like how he was going to be and like what kind of a job he was going to do. And I actually found it like really funny, the tropes that they had, kind of just like the comedic take on Batman and just kind of exploring the camp of what Batman is and where he comes from. And just like the way he acts, how that weird like deep voice that he always has, which is really stupid, but it's really funny in my opinion. I just like it, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty funny, and I really feel like it encapsulated the tropes of what Batman is, at least in the Lego realm, so to speak. So don't look at me like that. So that's my bottom pick. Is there any opposing viewpoints you want to put on there?
Yeah, because everything you just said was wrong.
Oh my god! All right, well, tell me why. Tell me why you disagree. Tell me, Mr. Dean.
The word of the day is satire. The Lego movie is all about satire. Will Arnett was arguably one of the best Batmans that we've had in years. I fucking hated. What is that dude's name? His name isn't Christopher Nolan. That was the director.
Christian Bale?
Christian Bale. Christian Bale's Batman was poo-poo cheese.
We're gonna fight.
Just about as poo-poo cheese as the Superman and Superman Returns. Will Arnett, he did a great job. The voice, he was constantly making fun of the voices that characters in the past have made. I'm Batman. Look at me. that was Christian Bale, the entire Batman series, and that he did with Christopher Nolan. It was trash.
Okay.
And it was really funny. And of course, the moves are going to be exaggerated. It's a Lego movie. I don't think that they were supposed to have some fluid dash motion, especially since they were making it look like a stop motion picture, which, by the way, wasn't, which was hands down amazing that they were able to make it look stop motion in the animation while it not being stop motion all at the same time. But that aside, you're wrong. That's all I have to say about that.
At number 3?
Yeah, just because he should be higher up on the list. I'm just saying he's really good. He was a really good Batman.
Okay. What's your number 3 then?
My number 3 was, I would have to say Batman from the Flashpoint Paradox, just because I didn't get to see enough of that Batman, and I wanted to see a lot more.
So you're talking about the animated movie Batman, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I don't think that they put out a live action Flashpoint Paradox.
I just,
Okay, I didn't know.
Just
I mean,
for everybody to know.
yes, definitely that one. Just because in the movie it was really nice to see Bruce. It's not even Bruce. It's actually Bruce's father. It's in an alternate reality where instead of Martha and Bruce's dad dying, it was actually just Bruce. Martha becomes the Joker, and his father ends up becoming Batman. And it was just nice to see Batman, actually killing people. There was a lot more darkness to it. There wasn't any sort of reality to him. His whole reality was Batman. There was no Bruce Wayne part of it. He was just secluded. He was a hermit. He was a really freaky ass person too. But we only saw 45 minutes of him in the entire movie, and he wasn't even that big of a focal point because it was about the Flash. And nobody really cared about the Flash. And if you exactly nobody.
Wow.
It's the name of the podcast. There you go. Bringing it full circle. But no, I mean, he definitely wasn't a bad Batman, but he wasn't good enough for me to enjoy more just because I didn't see more of him. But hopefully with the Flashpoint Paradox movie coming out in 2019, I think, is when it said it's coming out, I will see a lot more of it. I really just want to see Batman shoot people in the head. That's all I've ever really wanted.
Well, okay, so, all right, question about that. Who do you think that if they do Batman in the Flashpoint movie, which I think they will.
They are. They have to.
Well,
they can't.
I mean, yeah. Do you think that the rumors of what's his
They're not rumors. It's confirmed. He was in the.
Well, yeah, it's his dad. I forget his name. Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Yeah, that dude.
Do you think they'll play him as Thomas's father?
Well, they would have to, because again, he's been confirmed.
True, but I mean, with the kind of the ramblings and the resetting of everything in DC, so to speak.
Oh, they're not resetting anything.
Kind of.
No, because after the Batman standalone movie, which is probably going to be the exiting of Batman,
yeah,
they're going to bring some form of Robin in at some point, and Superman's going to take over the Justice League. Robin's going to start off the Teen Titans. Hopefully they do a younger Robin, because I need some Teen Titans.
Well, Teen Titans is already going to be on a DC streaming service. It's going to be the first show they produced on there.
But I want a movie.
I mean, yeah, everyone does. I think you just jump straight to Nightwing.
No, I would like to see the Teen Titans together. I'm talking I need fucking Raven and Beast Boy and Star. I just need it all. I need all of them. But seeing a Cyborg is already grown and in the not Teen Titans, but the Justice League, it's probably not going to work out that way, which sucks. But anywho, yeah, no, it's definitely going to be Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's been confirmed. And I mean, I didn't really care for him too much as Negan, just because I don't care about The Walking Dead. I don't. I mean, it's very samey. It's like, hey, go here. We're gonna stay here for a season and a half, 2 seasons maybe. Ooh, zombies. Oh, we have to leave. Well, poops. Guess we have to find a new place. Let's run around for a season and a half. Fuck some shit up. It's just I don't have time for mediocrity.
That makes sense. Okay. All right, but okay. So the one thing I do got to disagree with you on, of course, is Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan, because he probably for me has been that's been one of my favorite parts of the whole show thus far. Is Negan, just him playing that role. It reminded me a lot of when he played the comedian on Watchmen. I don't know, you've seen Watchmen, right? I was about to say, because you're a huge DC fan, so I don't know why you wouldn't. It reminded me of the remnants of the comedian a little bit, and I really like that character just because of who he is. And I mean, he's a garbage person, but I still like him a lot, so that's kind of what it reminded me of. And I think that I think having a little bit of that, like you said, of him in there coming into the Flashpoint Batman will be great. In terms of starting off with the Teen Titans, my personal opinion, I think, is what they're going to do is they're going to kind of reset everything with Flashpoint, but I think when they come back, it'll still be the same Batman, but it won't be Ben Affleck. And I think it's like a cheap way of restart. Okay, don't look at me like that.
It's not how time paradoxes work.
I know, I understand, but I think it'll be a little something like that where they change a little bits and pieces of things, still kind of maintaining the same overall ish.
It's not.
That's what I think.
No, because the Batman, that would literally make no sense because Ben Affleck is Batman until the Batman standalone movie, which comes after the Flashpoint paradox.
Well, yeah.
So if they got rid of Ben Affleck at the end of the Flashpoint paradox, then we wouldn't get the Batfleck standalone movie.
You think they'll go younger, or just completely different in general?
They're not changing anything.
I think they will.
No.
I think they will.
No, it's just going to be Ezra Miller dicking around for an hour and a half. That's literally all that movie's going to be. It's going to be filler into like Justice League 2 or some shit.
Oh, it's pretty much going to be like Justice League 2. Like 1.5.
No, I mean...
Wonder Woman's already in it. Aquaman's in it. Batman's going to be in it.
See, that's the nice thing about the Justice League and DC as a whole. You could have all the characters in a movie and not call it Justice League, but it'd still be a Justice League movie. Unlike with Captain America Civil War, which was Avengers fucking 4.
Okay, now we're going to fight. Now...
It was a fucking Avengers movie, but they just felt the need to...
Civil War, that's how this comic is. All of the Marvel Universe is part of Civil War. Every single one of them.
It still could have just been the Avengers and called it a fucking day. But no, they have to blow their load all over Thanos 5.8 because they keep changing Josh Brolin's face around.
It still is good. He looks better than Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf looked like a CGI video game character.
Yes, and you know what's crazy about it? Everybody likes to shit on the CG, but people also forget it's a comic book.
I mean,
What are comics but cartoons in still frame? If you bring a cartoon to the big screen, you're going to have some cartoony ass shit. Look, I'm not about to sit here and act like DC is the most elite thing in the universe because they've had some shit ass movies within the last year or so. But, I mean...
If you guys can't tell, there's a lot of things we disagree with when it comes to...
I just like good films.
All the Marvel movies are good films.
I could start naming names right the fuck now.
We'll do that.
Iron Man 2 and 3.
That's going to be a topic for a later day.
Fucking... the first Captain America movie was a hot dumpster fire.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. The only good Captain America movie there was Winter Soldier.
Civil War was great. Oh my god, we're gonna fight.
That's fine. We can fight. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was Guardians of the Galaxy all over again.
It was still good.
It was the same movie.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was the exact same movie. If you played the same movie side by side, they'd probably end at the same time.
Okay, like I said, topic for a later day. All right. So back to Batman. My number 2 pick is gonna be another one that we're gonna disagree with because you don't like it.
It's Christian Bale.
Oh, it's Christian Bale, baby. It is Christian Bale.
Such a shitty Batman.
Christian Bale is not a shitty Batman. Okay, the reason I like Christian Bale is, sure, he has the like voice that everyone now does, and
no, nobody. Ben Affleck doesn't do that voice.
I mean, like people in general when they imitate Batman. But the one thing that I did like the change from Christian Bale into Ben Affleck is the voice modifier, which Ben Affleck had. I thought that was pretty cool. But I mean, in terms of like Chris Nolan's Batmans, I like Christian Bale's Batman because it's set in. It's a far stretch, but it's a set in like realism, so to speak, where like none of those people have powers, like nobody, and I like that a lot because it just takes it makes it seem more authentic in my opinion. Whereas like the Ben Affleck Batmans, it's very representational of like Batman from the comic book. Like this is how he acts, this is how he is, this is the person he is, and that's what I like about that one. But for me, Christian Bale is my second pick just because I mean I like his Bruce Wayne, I like his Batman, how he wasn't like he wasn't overarching like a massive buff dude, but he was strong, but he was still human, and that's what I really liked. I liked about him. So and all the gadgets. I mean, The Dark Knight is like arguably one of the like best comic book movies ever, if not the best one in my opinion. I mean, that's kind of everyone's opinion.
But why do you like it? Not because of Batman, because of the Joker. Everybody likes The Dark Knight because of the Joker.
I mean, yeah, but I like the chemistry between Heath Ledger and Christian Bale as Batman. Like their chemistry when they're together in their scenes, I enjoy. I like how they play off each other. Like the what is it? The interrogation room scene with both of them is like hands down probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. Just because the chemistry that each of them have, him as Batman and him as Joker, knowing like I don't care. I mean, portraying Joker as like I don't care who Batman is under the mask. I just care that you're Batman. And you are the way you are, and that's how he is in the comics too. Like he never cares who Batman is. He just cares like, you're gonna stop me no matter what, and like I can't have you without me, and you can't have me without you, the type of thing. You know what I mean? Ish, weird. I might have said that weird, but that I don't know. I feel like that's really portrayed very well in the movie, and I just like how he is. And people sleep on Two-Face. That whole like arc of like the 20 minutes of Two-Face, I thought it was fine. I feel like you didn't need to spend like a whole movie on Two-Face. I'm like, I'm okay with this. Like this, all right. I don't mind it. That's my personal opinion.
And opinions can be wrong. Firstly, Christian Bale was not a good Bruce Wayne.
Yes, it was.
Bruce Wayne was very flat. I'm talking like just the side of a drywall flat. Like the scenes with him and Anne Hathaway in The Dark Knight Rises made me want to just cut my eyes out.
The Dark Knight Rises was the first one in the trilogy.
He was just a shit ass Bruce Wayne. He was a decent-ish Batman, but you don't ever get to see any of the fights. You know why? Because
Tell me why.
all of the shitty jump cuts that Christopher Nolan decided to blow his load all over. And you were such a basic bitch. Of course you would choose the interrogation room scene as your favorite scene. No. The best scene in that movie, hands down, without a doubt, is the scene where the Joker comes in and crashes Bruce Wayne's party and starts fucking with... I don't remember the actress's name because she's very forgettable. It's not Natalie Portman.
It's not. Why would you think it's Natalie Portman?
Because Natalie Portman and Anne Hathaway look alike.
That's
I know it's a completely different movie, but I was thinking about Natalie Portman, somebody. But anyways, when he was in there and he was just fuck with everybody, including Bruce, and then he could just tell it was Batman. It's not that hard to tell who Batman is. I just feel like everybody in Gotham is completely and utterly stupid.
I mean, yeah, Gotham City.
But like that's hands down one of the best scenes in the entire movie, if not the best scene in the entire trilogy. And then I liked the arc with Two-Face. I wish they would have kept it going with Two-Face, just because I don't know. Two-Face is one of my favorite villains, right next to the Joker. And everybody needs to stop sleeping on my nigga Jared Leto. He was a good ass Joker. He didn't have enough time in the Suicide Squad to get like his point across, but I'm really excited to see him more in the standalone Batman movie. It's gonna be good. Y'all just wait on it. Okay, stop sleeping on Jared Leto. That's all I have to say about that. But anyways,
hold on. Do you think that if they, instead of using Bane as the third villain for the third movie,
it wasn't Bane.
I mean, I know it wasn't. It was more of a realism-ish Bane, but just more of a strong man with a mask. But like, do you think that if they would have used Two-Face in the third movie, it would have been better instead of killing him off in the second one?
No, they should have brought what's his face back? Scarecrow.
Scarecrow was back.
He was back for a scene.
I mean, yeah, but that was the first movie though.
Yeah, but he was a good ass villain. Cillian Murphy is a god. Okay? Anywho, but yeah, no, I mean Christian Bale was trash ass Bruce Wayne. He was a semi decent Batman. Don't get me started on the shit show that was not Joker. Bane and Batman The Dark Knight Rises is akin to the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. Really shitty, really good villains that were completely wasted for absolutely no reason. I don't know what it is with directors and throwing away really good villains in the end of a series, but like it's just dumb. It's just, he was like, I don't mind the voice. I love Tom Hardy as an actor, but it was not Bane. He wasn't the Latin American god that he was supposed to have been.
That's the only thing that bothers me. Is that, well, no. I don't like how he's not Hispanic, first of all, which Bane is. And two, he doesn't have any of the venom, which, if you push it for science purposes,
You can't talk about science purposes because they were talking about the fucking Fountain of Youth at the end of the third one with Ra's al Ghul's daughter. So it's not like they had any sort of realism in the movie. They threw that shit out of the way. Fucking Batman's flying around in a goddamn quadcopter half the time. Like, it's dumb. No. Fuck that noise. Anyways, my second pick would probably have to be... who is... the Batman in the Jack Nicholson movie where he was Joker. Michael Keaton, yeah. I fucks with Michael Keaton.
Thank God.
But yeah, I mean, no, he was like, he's the second best Batman there is. I mean, that's just obviously Batfleck. Daddy Affleck will always be the best Batman. And you can't tell me he does what Tom Holland did for Spider-Man. He was a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man, which is something that neither of the two before him could do. They couldn't do fucking Tobey Maguire. We don't even talk about Tobey Maguire. He was a decent Spider-Man, but he was a shitty ass Peter Parker. And Andrew Garfield was a great Peter Parker, but he was an okay Spider-Man. But Ben Affleck does a great Bruce Wayne. Like, I remember the scene in the Batman v Superman where he was in the that gala with Lex, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and he was just, playboying it up. He knows he runs shit. He's top dog. Smell my shit. Like, that's pretty much all he is. And then when he turns around and does a Batman, that fight scene at the end of Batman versus Superman where he breaks into the warehouse to save Martha is one of the best fight scenes in any comic book movie that has ever been made. And I will stand by that till the day I die. When he threw that crate into that dude's face, like, I lost it. But yeah, no. Batfleck.
Okay, focus on
Batfleck is God.
Michael Keaton for a second. He's number two.
Michael Keaton. I mean, he was just a really good. He did Batman very well. He did the campiness that was left off from the old television series, but he also pulled off the seriousness that Batman is known for, whilst dealing with fucking Jack Nicholson's crazy ass.
Do you think Jack Nicholson was a good Joker?
Oh yeah, no. Jack Nicholson is like my favorite Joker.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because
yeah, I just asked you why.
That's a dumbass question. That's why I had to make sure you asked that. Because I mean, as much as everybody likes to suck Heath Ledger's dick, I mean, there's not a lot of actors who can play multiple sides to a villain. Like Heath Ledger's Joker was very much just an anarchist. That's all there was to it.
That's true. I think
that's why I like Jared Leto's Joker so more. Even though I only got to see snippets of him, he played a gangster very well, which is what the Joker is. He is a gangster. He owns a gang. He runs a gang. He fucks up the mob. He's a gangster.
Okay. Well, the way I put it is like, so in terms of what you're talking about that, I agree with you because I think that the way you kind of put it with Batfleck and same thing with Jack Nicholson's Joker. Excuse me. I think that you're right. Like, I like even taking it all the way back to Cesar Romero, the Cesar Romero Joker, like the old like we talk about Cesar Romero. That's where it started. Anyway, I think like Cesar Romero played like the clown Joker, and then like Jack Nicholson, like you said, was like the gangster, like the thug.
No, and Jack Nicholson was crazy but enigmatic all at the same time.
Yeah,
he was just a fun person to be around, but he was also fucking ridiculously insane. He played the insanity while also being a jokester.
Well, no, and I agree with that. But then I think like you have Heath Ledger, who's like the anarchist Joker. Then you had Jared Leto, who's like the gangster Joker. So I feel like it's the same character, but different in different forms.
No, because it's just very much a flat performance if all you show is just one side. It's like me doing a drama, but not all dramas are just straight drama. There's moments of clarity, there's moments of comedy and things like that. And if I'm just dramatic the entire movie, it's just like, well, that was boring.
So that way you didn't like Dark Knight?
No, I love The Dark Knight. I mean, just as a movie in and of itself, it was a great movie. It was very well shot, except for the fight scenes. The acting was very well done for the most part. The direction, not to mention Hans Zimmer's score, but I mean, as a movie, it was great. As a Batman movie, it was flat. That's why the only good Batman movie that I think there ever really was after the series with Christopher Nolan was Batman Begins.
I think Batman Begins is number 2 in the trilogy.
Nah, man. It was Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. That was it. That's all. That was it. That was it.
All right, so kind of. Jeez, I don't know why. Sorry.
All them nuts in your mouth, boy.
I'm being trailed. Leave me alone. Anyway, so taking it back to your love for Jared Leto, personally, I liked him as the Joker. I know a lot of people didn't really like him. I know some people were like he was weird and he was whatever, blah blah blah. And I kind of liked that he was that way because the Joker's always unpredictable. He's very just strange in general, and I liked his portrayal. I wish I could have been more. I know the podcast I watched called Collider Movie Talk. I think they went over when that movie came out. There was like an hour.
You don't plug other people's podcasts in your podcast.
Hey, I'm telling you where I get my sources from. Leave me alone. Or should I say Collider? There's like an hour of like footage of him as a Joker cut out of the movie, and I feel like it's like in terms of Suicide Squad, it could have been better if he was in there because when the movie came out, I don't know about you, but I thought the Joker was the villain of the film. I did not. He's shaking your head. I didn't think. I had no idea Enchantress was going to be the villain, at all. And then I thought the Joker was the villain from the trailers, so I was kind of like, okay. But anyway, that's the point. In terms of Jared Leto being the Joker, I liked him just because of the points you went over. But why I don't know if you just kind of want to dive a little more into why you liked him and why you think that he's gonna be a good Joker, so to speak. Or I don't know. What's your opinion on it? I guess.
I fucking hate Jared Leto. I love his Joker, but I hate Jared Leto. 30 Seconds to Mars sucks, and anybody who has said anything to say can fight me.
Oh no!
I will hand out my address in these hands. But no, Jared Leto was doing a little too much when it came to the whole Joker thing. He is not a method actor in any sense of the word.
I think he tried to.
He was trying to live up to the potential of Heath Ledger, which everybody was trying to put him up to, but it was get over yourself. You're not going to be Heath Ledger. Do your own thing. And eventually he did, but after doing a whole lot of extra shit that nobody needed. Oh yeah, I have to keep the actors on their toes, so let me send them dead rats and shit in the mail. Fucking, why? You're not if Joker was gonna be the main focal point of the movie, they should have done what Bill Skarsgård did in the It remake, which was they didn't show Bill Skarsgård to the kids. They weren't allowed to see any of the promotional material. They didn't even see Pennywise until a month and a half into shooting. And so that way there was real raw emotion behind it. There wasn't a lot of planned whatever. But with Jared Leto, especially since they cut so much out of it, it's kind of pointless to even think about it now. But he just did the whole clown Prince of Crime thing very well. And I'd like to see more of that. I'm very much a fan of gangsters, Gangs of New York.
It's a good movie.
The Godfather series.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, yeah. Pulp Fiction, things like that. Things that are very much imbued with old school gangsters, the mafia, the mob, things like that. And I felt like Jared Leto could pull that off very well if they were to give him more of a chance, which hopefully they will do. But if for some reason there are any executives over at DC, Warner Bros., anybody who owns that fucking studio, stop cutting shit from the movies. I don't have to want to watch 5 different versions of a movie in order to understand what the fuck is going on, okay?
That's what I hate. I hate when the theatrical release of the film comes out, and I'm very much on the impression if someone's gonna spend the time and money to go watch a theatrical movie, they should get the whole thing that makes sense.
But you have to buy the season pass.
Yeah, it's very much like games now, and I hate that when movies come out, especially the DC ones are known for doing this a lot. They did it with Batman vs Superman, a couple other ones, that the movie will come out in theater and it'll be kind of it kind of sucks or it's okay, but then they'll come out with an extended edition, and people love it. It's I know they did that with Batman vs Superman. The movie came out, everyone's it's okay or it was crap, and then the extended edition came out, and then everyone's like, why didn't they put this out? It has so much more content. Like Superman's viewed in a different light. Steppenwolf is in it, and Steppenwolf looks better in that movie. In the 5 seconds he's in it, more.
Steppenwolf was in the end of the original Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, he was.
I said he was in the theatrical cut.
Was he? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was after the end credits.
Was it?
Yeah. Get it together. Watch a movie.
I did. I stayed for the end cards. I don't remember it though.
Nope, he was there.
Okay, but like he was. I mean, like he looked better in those first 3 seconds with Lex Luthor than he did in the whole Justice League movie. That's just my opinion, though. But like, but I hate that DC keeps doing that. That they just keep cutting great parts of the movie and then just making them like garbage. But then the extended editions are great. I think that's like a real issue for me at least.
That's because Zack Snyder doesn't know how to film a film without filming 70 hours of film.
You don't like Zack Snyder?
No, I love Zack Snyder as a director. He's one of my favorite directors, right next to like Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg, people like that. But I remember watching an interview with the cast of what was it, Parks and Recreation. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about how they would film 70 hours of a TV series or of an episode, and it would get cut down to 30 minutes. Just because it was constantly, them working off of each other, improv, things like that, and they would just constantly keep going and going and going and going until they had like a full episode, and then after that was said and done, they would cut it into the episode, and then the rest of the footage would just be left. And I feel like Zack Snyder kind of does the same thing, where he films so much that you either have to watch movies in several parts or watch a 5-hour movie, and nobody has time to watch a 5-hour movie.
I would watch a 5-hour movie.
Okay, yes, you. But the average moviegoer would not sit there for 5 hours and watch a 5-hour movie. Especially, I mean, there's just too much that he wants to do. And it's not just a DC thing. They've always done that since Zack Snyder's made films. There's a thing called the Schneider version of every film that he's ever put out. Watchmen, there's the director's cut.
Watchmen is good though.
Sucker Punch, there was the director's cut. 300, there was the director's cut. Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Justice League is probably gonna have. It was Zack Snyder. It wasn't Zack Snyder. It wasn't Zack Snyder, but it was Zack Snyder. The only movie that hasn't had to have that done to it was Wonder Woman, and that was because Patty Jenkins directed it.
It was great.
But yeah, I mean, as good as a woman can be.
Oh,
Am I
okay.
right, fellas?
Yes.
Am I right? But no. Yeah, no. So, I mean, as much as I love Zack Snyder, I need him to either tone it down and make a cohesive story within a 2.5 hour, 3 hour period, or figure it the fuck out. I don't know, but he needs to figure it the fuck out.
Well, you know that when Justice League was being filmed, it was 2 different directors, right?
Yeah.
Like Zack Snyder filmed half of it, and Josh Whedon filmed the other half of the movie.
Which is so weird, because Joss Whedon was working on Marvel shit.
I know, that was kind of weird to me. And I know that Zack Snyder was, like, he had, like, family issues that kind of drove him away from the filming the rest of Justice League. Personally, I think it was that mixed with they just didn't want him on the movie anymore, or he just didn't want to do it.
But what's his excuse for BVS and Sucker Punch and Watchmen? There is no excuse. It's called executive meddling. That's the second word of the day, executive meddling. It's when the executives of a studio want a movie to be the way they want it to be and not the way that the director wants it to be, because they want to get as much money out of it as they can. But what they fail to realize is they keep fucking up movies. That's why we haven't had a good video game movie since fucking ever.
Mortal Kombat is the best video game movie ever made. Fight me on that.
Get the fuck out
Fight
of here.
me on that.
There's a window. Jump out of it, because that movie was trash.
Mortal Kombat is the best video game movie ever made.
I would rather watch the 1997 Tekken movie
You're trash.
on VHS than watch any of the Mortal Kombat movies.
It's so good. It's so
really
good.
bad.
Okay. All right.
There's never been a good video game movie, and we can fight about that because there hasn't.
Okay. Well, do you think the Rampage with The Rock has a potential to be good?
No, I don't. The Rock is about to become Nicolas Cage if he doesn't quit. Like, he just constantly keeps taking on roles. I have watched several of the Rock movies that have come out within the last few years, and there's only been 2 that I've actually liked, and that was Moana, because he wasn't in it the whole goddamn movie, and Jumanji, because Jumanji was fucking hilarious. But
You didn't like any other movies he did?
Central Intelligence was a hot fucking piece of shit.
I thought that was hilarious.
You thought it was hilarious because Kevin Hart was in it.
No, because they're so funny.
No.
I
No, it was a stupid ass movie that got bogged down because it had a PG-13 rating, and it was just a bad movie. And fucking, like, no, San Andreas was a hot dumpster fire as well.
San Andreas is different. San Andreas is pretty bad. I mean, everyone has a bad movie.
I guess it's directing Rampage.
Yeah, I know.
The director of San Andreas.
I know.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking stupid. Especially, look, okay, I'm about to go on a rant here for a second because all y'all needs to hear this real quick. When you have movies come out with incredible CG like the Star Wars movies, and especially when it comes to movies like Planet of the Apes, where things look relatively realistic, and then you go from things like that to fucking Rampage or Pacific Rim, and it just looks like, oh yeah, somebody just decided to throw some watercolors on the screen, and it was like, fuck it, let's just let 9-year-old Johnny dick around in Windows Movie Maker for a little bit and see what we can do. And it's just, it looks like a hot fucking dumpster fire. I don't know why they kept letting these people do it. You're already spending millions of dollars on a movie, might as well splurge $1 million more to get a good special effects budget, because it looks dumb. It looks dumb. I'm hoping that there's finally going to be a good video game movie this year. We have 2 coming out, and I hope both of them are really good. More so that the Tomb Raider movie is good, because I'm hated.
Tomb Raider looks great.
I've only seen one trailer. I can't really judge anything off of that. But I hated Tomb Raider Cradle of Life. I don't know what the fuck possessed Angelina Jolie to do that. No, the first Tomb Raider was pretty good.
It was okay. Not as good as Mortal Kombat. Like, Mortal Kombat Apocalypse is a hot Annihilation. It's a hot mess.
They were all really fucking dumb.
They're yeah, okay, it's bad. But
Actually, no, you know what? There was a really pretty decent, it wasn't even that good. Dead or Alive.
What was it?
Dead or Alive.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent-ish movie. There was a bunch of jumblies, so, I mean, I was alright with it. But, no, I mean, hopefully the Tomb Raider movie is going to be really good. I'm praying that Alicia Vikander can actually do a good job. I loved her in Ex Machina, so let's just hope that she doesn't fuck this up. But I'm also looking forward to the Slender Man movie.
Get out.
No, because it actually looks really good. It doesn't look like...
The trailer was stupid.
The trailer...
Give me this. Okay. The trailer was trash. It was bad. It was bad. Okay.
Give me your reasoning.
Okay, the trailer... Okay, first of all, the trailer gives you no story beats whatsoever. They just expect everybody to know who, like, Slender Man is. Granted, me and you know who it is. And, like, probably children under the age of 14 know who it is. But wait. But not everybody know who it is. Granted, he was the one... The character was kind of the one to, like, leap the creepypasta, I guess, story, so to speak, like, into the public eye-ish. But, like, I don't understand what the story is of the movie. Like, is Slender Man and a couple scared faces, a bunch of weird images, a forest, some fog, and that was it. Like, I couldn't tell what the story was. It's Slender Man kill people, yeah, that's great, but, like, why? What's going on? I don't. You show me a bunch of images and you just don't give me any story. So, like, what? Why? What's?
So I could already tell what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of person who watches a trailer and then goes to the YouTube comment section to bitch about the fact that they showed you the entire story in the trailer.
Not even.
I'm glad that they didn't show me anything what was going on in the actual story. There were some nice little snippets. And let me just cut what the fuck you just said down real quick. Nobody knows who Slender Man is. Anybody who owned a smartphone between the year of 2011 to 2013 knows who the fuck Slender Man is. My grandmother knows who the fuck Slender Man is.
My grandmother knows who Slender Man is.
Okay, well, that's a different story. But, I mean, a good majority of Americans, I would bet, know who Slender Man is.
Well, I feel like...
And especially since that murder case finally got resolved.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like that's in public eye. So, like, people kind of knew who he was, knew who the character was more after that.
No. I mean, between Marble Hornets putting out that web series that he put out, and
that was a good web series.
It was. Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, we were young. I was younger when I watched it, so that's why.
Doesn't make it good.
I mean, I thought it was
Doesn't
great.
make it
when
good.
I was younger, I thought the prequels to Star Wars were great. I was young.
The prequels to Star Wars were not bad movies.
Okay, we're getting off track. Let's finish up Slender Man and get back to Batman.
Anyways, we already finished with Batman. We're 5 leagues away from Batman.
We didn't get to our first choice.
I told you, Batfleck. Daddy Affleck. Who's your first choice?
Finish up Slender Man.
Anyways, Slender Man looks like it's going to be a really good movie. I'm excited to see how they actually bring a urban legend to the screen. Like, I hope it's as good as the Candyman was, or the Boogeyman and things like that. What? Did you ever watch Candyman? Candyman was a good movie.
Candyman is so cheesy.
But it was a really good movie, and it was
Yeah,
also made in the 90s.
It was. It's dated for sure.
No fucking shit. I watched Spy Kids 2 the other night, and that was definitely dated. So, because Spy Kids 2 is the shit.
Spy Kids 2 was lit.
No, Spy Kids 2 is still lit.
Spy
Yo,
Kids 3 was real good too when it came out. In the 3D, you didn't like the 3D?
that movie was fucking stupid.
Oh my god.
There is literally a scene in that movie. If you at the end of the movie where they're all fighting in those dumbass giant ass robots, if you look off, like right when they're in front of the Capitol building, which by the way was filmed in Austin. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's the Austin Capitol. If you look,
I just moved to Texas.
fucking pleb. If you look off into the distance in the background, you can see where they quartered off the streets with tape, so that way people don't drive through. And there's the director's chair with the director sitting in it.
I gotta rewatch it.
It was a fucking dumbass movie.
I've never noticed that.
It was a shitty. I've noticed that in theaters.
I did not.
It was a shitty ass movie. We don't talk about Spy Kids 3. Spy Kids 1 is the most lit out of all of them because my dude Floop, I don't know what his real name was, but I'm just going to say his Floop.
Yeah.
He was lit as fuck. Anywho, but Slender Man seems like it's going to be really good. I am glad that they didn't show too much off. It really reminded me of The Ring, the way that the trailer was laid out. And yeah, so I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a good movie. You don't know good movies because you like Mortal Kombat.
We're gonna fight about our opinions later on. Different time. Anyway, back to Batman. After getting off track for like 20 minutes. Sorry about that, everybody. My first pick for Batman, and I think it would be a lot of people's first pick, to be quite honest. I don't think it'd be Batflick. My first pick is Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman. Kevin Conroy is probably the most synonymous with Batman out of everybody who's ever played Batman. Don't even give me that look. Don't even give me that look.
Yo, if I called like 3 people up on my phone who are fans of Batman right now and asked them if they knew who the fuck Kevin
Even
Conroy
Nathan
was,
said Kevin Conroy is the best Batman.
I don't give a fuck about what Nathan says.
Okay, when I read comic books, I don't have when I read a Batman comic, I don't think of Christian Bale's voice in my head. I don't think of Ben Affleck's voice in my head. I think Kevin Conroy.
Troy Baker. I think Troy Baker.
I think Kevin Conroy every time. He's been in the video games. He's been in the TV series. I think he was also the voice of Mask of the Phantasm. Like Kevin Conroy as Batman is, in my opinion, like the best Batman. And then Mark Hamill as a Joker, like that's a pair. Like you can't get rid of that. Like that's they are synonymous with those characters.
No.
When I was a kid and watching Batman, like that was my dude. Like Kevin Conroy is like the voice of Batman. Like that is Batman.
I would rather watch. You know, I'm not even gonna go into this.
No. Go into it. Go, please.
Just know that your opinion is invalid.
My opinion. When I asked you the other day, who is your favorite Batman? You go, Val Kilmer, because Val Kilmer is a fire Batman.
Val Kilmer is a fire ass.
Val Kilmer is the worst Batman ever. Next to George. George Clooney's probably the worst one.
Don't you ever.
George Clooney is a garbage Batman. The movie Bat Nipples, that was horrible. Yo, it was so bad.
I fucks with Bat Nipples.
Bat Nipples was stupid. Like as a kid, granted, like okay, it might have been great, but now it's horrible.
Nah, man. I still to this day though think that Justin Timberlake played Robin, and y'all can fight me on that. I know it wasn't Justin Timberlake, but it looked like Justin Timberlake.
Oh my god! So any other opinions you want to go on about, or any other Batman news you want to fight about? Want to fight me on, boy?
Just know that your opinion is wrong.
How do you hate Kevin Conroy?
Arkham Knight was a trash ass game.
That's Arkham Knight. Arkham Origins was great.
The best
Arkham
one in the
City
series.
was great.
Well,
Arkham Asylum was great, and Kevin Conroy was a voice in every single one of them.
Not in Origins.
Yeah, wasn't he?
Troy Baker voiced one of them at one point.
I
know he voiced the Joker, but he voiced Batman in one of the games.
Let me look it up. You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Troy Baker voiced the Batman. I know he voiced the Joker in Origins, but...
Are you sure he voiced Batman too?
He voiced Batman at one point. Yeah, he's the only person who's played both.
I'm looking this up. Give me a second.
You can look it up. I'm still right.
No, he played Batman in the Telltale game.
Ah, yes. Which was very nice.
I haven't played it yet. I have it on my... I have chapter 1 on my PlayStation right now. I need to play it. I know it didn't like part 3 or 4 come out already. Chapter 3 or something like that.
Season 2?
Season 2. Whatever. Anyway.
Batman's parents were murderers.
Anyway.
Spoiler alert.
Anyway, Kevin Conroy's best Batman. Best Batman.
You can have your opinions.
Why do you? Okay, what? Tell me why you don't think Kevin Conroy.
I just don't like Kevin Conroy.
Oh my god.
Just like I don't like Mel Gibson. I don't like a lot of people.
Why don't you like? Okay, Mel Gibson is okay. Yeah. Okay, do you not like his movies? Just not him as a person.
I don't like anything he has to do.
Anything Mel Gibson?
No. Let me not lie. I liked Apocalypto. That was it. And I don't even think it's the same Mel Gibson, but I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, Apocalypto. That was probably it. Mel Gibson as an actor, garbage. Mel Gibson as a person, garbage.
Okay,
We're gonna talk about how he was beating up prostitutes and shit. Yeah. No. Fuck you, Mel Gibson. If you're ever watching this for some reason. But yeah, no.
I can agree with you on that.
There's just a lot of people I don't like, and Kevin Conroy's in that list.
Why don't you like Kevin Conroy?
Why don't I like asparagus? It's just things that you don't like.
Oh my god. Anything else you like to add? Nope. Alright. Alright guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Dean, for being on the show today. Even though we have many opposing viewpoints. We'll probably dive into that later on down the road into other things as well, because I know that me and you we're good friends, but lots of things that you're wrong about. That's fine. It's all right.
Don't let him lie to you. I'm kidnapped and I'm trapped in his basement. Please send help to 123 Internet.
There's not even a basement in this building. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you for all those of you who are watching. Again, thank you, Dean, for joining me. And everybody, stay safe. Have fun, and I'll see you all in the next adventure. Bye, guys.